Hello everybody, it's been a minute with puns intended. Alright, okay, it took me a while to want to do this, reacting and analyzing Mr. Will Smith's apology video. So it's gonna be quite a bit, so please allow me, and just enjoy the rest of the video. We'll be pausing the video in between when we have to talk about something, alright? Okay, so let me pause the video already. If you were to listen to the beginning of the recording where he had this sigh, right? Like, you can actually hear that he's actually nervous doing this on the inside. But that's just my personal bias perspective, yeah? He does seem, this is like the 5th time I've watched this video, and I just realized that, I just hear and realize that there is a sign of nervousness in the beginning of the video. It to me, it shows deep down inside he's actually truly freaking nervous.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris.
Okay, it's obviously that this video is... I apologize for the clap. Stop it! Okay, alright. Stop it! My apologies for the SFX, I accidentally pressed on it. Okay, so what I want to say is, it's obvious that this video is heavy. I wouldn't say heavy. It's obviously edited to make sure that there's no stammer or silence in between, kind of, maybe. I think to the basic kind of video editing. If you're into video editing, you know what I'm talking about.
And the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
I love doing reacting and commenting, analyzing video only after probably a week or 2 after the release of said video or any other content, by the way, if you have not realized it. Maybe that's because we don't usually do this sort of reaction video very much. But honestly speaking, this would be my choice of doing pieces like this. So to touch on what Mr. Will Smith just relayed to Mr. Chris Rock is, whenever you are ready, I'll be here and ready to talk. I just don't feel like Mr. Will Smith is willing to give up his side of the power yet, even though he knows and he apologizes that he's slapping the assault on stage, on the international stage, was completely unacceptable, and he did shame Mr. Chris Rock on the international platform as well. So to a certain degree, when Mr. Will Smith was to say things like, whenever you're ready to talk, I'll be ready to talk, I think he should actually give the power to Mr. Chris Rock that if you want to do anything about this, I'll be willing to accept any consequences from you. But I think maybe at the same time, they might have some special relationship going on behind the scenes. We wouldn't know. That's why the message might have came across as what I just mentioned before. Mr. Will Smith is it's like his defense mechanism, this power that he has when he presents himself in front of people, a large audience, okay, millions, billions of viewers, you and I alike.
I want to apologize to Chris's mother.
That's
I
nice.
saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment.
Right on the money. What Will Smith realized and said is right on the money. I'm glad that Mr. Will Smith realized this. There's a very good reason why his slap has been heard, tagged in this what do you call this, articles or op-eds in different magazines or newspapers or articles, right? All over the news, everywhere, is because people couldn't believe that Mr. Will Smith, the beloved actor, the kind and loving and comedic, down-to-earth actor, can actually commit such assault on the international stage and to shame another brother who is also of a celebrity status.
So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man.
I'm gonna imagine Tony Rock is a sibling or relative of Mr. Chris Rock. Honestly, I never really follow closely to these celebrities, but I do care about Will Smith apology, and I like to share my analysis and comments with you guys.
This is probably irreparable.
It is definitely irreparable.
I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now.
But if Mr. Will Smith and you guys allow me to speak on my own platform, with all due respect to Mr. Will Smith wishes, he's not ready to unpack why he did what he did on the Oscar stage. The assault on Mr. Chris Rock is because it's an even harder topic to talk about, and there's a lot of complexity to it, and I do agree with it. And here comes my prediction and analysis. Later on in the video, you will hear Mr. Will Smith apologizing to his wife, still current wife, Miss Pinkett Jada Smith, right? Is that her name? The Niobe in Matrix. I can only imagine a man like Will Smith, a beloved Will Smith that everybody loved, and why his slap was on his assault on Mr. Chris Rock was heard across the globe, all the way to Singapore on the other side of the world, is because it's like a monumental event. I felt like everybody to some level are very curious, but at the same time can also relate, but we all don't know what. So here comes my analysis. If you were to notice and observe Mr. Will Smith's relationship with Miss Jada Pinkett Smith relationship, is Mr. Will Smith actually gave his power to Miss Jada Smith, and he feels very confused that You know, he thought he's really. The truth is, I do not think that he is protecting his wife when the assault happened on national stage. I like to believe that, like I said, this is my prediction, which I mentioned this on stream before, is his ego got hurt, man, and he was heartbroken. I can only assume that he's not ready to unpack what happened on that day yet, on that stage yet, is because there's so many things that he has given to his life partner, love of his life, and you have to consider about his family, the kids, children, and everybody who has a part in his life, you know. So there is blood related part, I mean. So if he's a truly selfish man, Mr. Will Smith, he will unpack everything on this video right now. He will find all the perfect reasoning and perfect logic to, in a way, seek forgiveness. I wouldn't say justify, yeah. Seek forgiveness from all of us, audiences, or those of you who are watching, people who have watched his video, that, yeah, please forgive me, because of all these reasonable logic and reasoning. I gave my power to my wife, and I have to think about, you know, my children. You know, a lot of people love weaponizing things like this because it helps to gain automatic sympathy straight away. Okay, so let's continue the video.
But I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way.
That I personally believe he did it out of pure mounted up anger, bruised ego. I'm not even sure if it's ego, but it's more like a broken heart. And with given the close relationship, as most of us like to assume, or some of us like to assume, I apologize, because like Mr. Will Smith said in this video, they are my man, you know, my brother. They had some kind of close relationship, hence my comment.
To behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults.
To handle a feeling of disrespect and insult. Of course, I assure you, I'm not going to assure you guys, sorry, I misuse my words. What I'm trying to say is about my feelings and my analysis and opinion on this piece is, if the presenter of the specific award that day wasn't Chris Rock on stage, and it's someone else that has absolutely no ties to Mr. Will Smith, a complete stranger, and he made the same joke, the G.I. Jane joke, which was not demeaning at all. We all can agree on this. And it's actually a compliment, you know? Never will Mr. Will Smith, this is what I predict. I do not believe that Mr. Will Smith will walk up to the stage and assault someone that he has no way, in any way or form, any form of relationship with. If you feel me.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experience.
Please do not take Mr. Will Smith's, like, you know, smirk and all that as you know, he's taking this apology video lightly. It is again he's smiling in defense of the wife that we share in this video, and it's my opinion and my opinion only, that he had given his power to Miss Pinkett. And even Miss Jada Pinkett has fucked him over and committed adultery with his son's friend. The Red Table Talk, yeah. Please just YouTube it, search, you should be able to see it. Mr. Will Smith is still protecting the evil Jada Pinkett in my books right now. Yeah. By smirking.
My history with Chris, Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe.
Babe, it has everything to do with your wife because she broke your heart. You given your power to her, Mr. Will Smith, and this is just my opinion and my opinion only. I may be wrong. I don't know what kind of emotional or psychological blackmail she has on you, but you do not owe her shit. This is what I will say to Mr. Will. Yeah.
And say sorry to my kids and
given how Miss Jada Pinkett Smith responded to the assault. She did not even put in any effort to defend the husband. Not to defend the husband in terms of her alopecia or what. Oh, she did defend her alopecia disease, by the way. This is sarcastic clap, yeah. Instead of defending her husband, saying, okay, there has been a lot of stress in our family and obviously I've committed adultery and our family ain't exactly the perfect family. We have been going through ups and downs and I am guilty of many things as a life partner to my husband, Will Smith. Did she say anything about this at all? She has taken nothing. No accountability about the assault, nothing, or the relationship at all, nothing.
Family for the heat that I brought on all of us.
She still care about the family.
To all my fellow nominees, you know, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award. And
guys, I want to reverse
award, and
I want to rewind the interview a little bit. Please take a look at Mr. Will Smith's hands.
Questlove's eyes.
Look at his hands.
It happened on Questlove's
Can you see his hands?
And
I just want to pause. I just want to rewind one more time.
Love's
Please focus
eyes,
on his hands.
It happened on Questlove's.
If you were to replay this VOD, I'll be copy and pasting the original VOD used in this video under the description of today's video below, alright? If you were to replay the video, right, during time 3:43, you can literally see his hands shaking. No matter how maybe some people might use the word narcissistic, and he's still not humble enough to come out with this apology video, right? But deep down, the truth I feel is that he is nervous. His apology is sincere, but at the same time, he is not ready to give up his shield, his power in front of us audience, because he has already given his power to his absolute loved ones. And of course, like I said again, this is just my psychological analysis of Mr. Will Smith apology video. So let's continue. His hands was literally shaking. It shows that he is afraid and he is sincere. He is remorseful.
Award and
shaking hands.
It's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap or people who expressed that you let them down. So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma.
That's Mr. Will Smith. That's the Will Smith that we all love. Only Will Smith will have such humanized response. That disappointing people like you and I is his central trauma. And I do believe that this response is genuine and is it might have been practiced before over his head again and again, but then to record it down on video is another thing, and it takes a big person to take accountability for their mistakes, but it takes a bigger person to be Mr. Will Smith to even say such a thing. For that, I am actually very moved by this sentiment. Not sure if anybody feels the same.
I hate when I let people down.
It might be construed as insecurities, but I do not think that's the case.
So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me.
Again, I do not believe that it's insecurities that he have to live up to image and impressions of what people want him to be. But it's more like people love the Will Smith before the assault. People will still continue to love him. I'll be honest with you guys, I am still a supporter for actors like Mr. Will Smith, because if you're an observer of pop culture news and their relationship, Mr. Will Smith's relationship with Miss Jada Pinkett Smith, I keep forgetting her name, guys, for some reason. Yeah, I always remember her just as Niobe in Matrix. You can feel it if you are observant enough, and best still, not wishing anyone that you have been through trauma, but if you have been through some emotional trauma in your life before, and you understand what's the value in being loyal, and you know what's the value in being an honorable person, you know what's the value of having integrity as a person, you probably can relate to the video. Not saying you guys do not have any, don't misconstrue my meaning.
And
I have very bad memory because of the medications I'm taking, antidepressants and whatnot. I was gonna say that hold on. I was gonna say that I do not believe Mr. Will Smith is an insecure person that wants to live up and live the kind of life that other people want him to live, or do the things that other people want him to do. No, it's more like the image and impression, like what he mentioned. When he mentioned this specifically, it meant at the moment when he committed the assault on Mr. Chris Rock.
The work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit.
I think it's a completely healthy thing to feel ashamed, because oftentimes remorse, if you were to check on the Urban Google Dictionary or Oxford Dictionary, I feel like remorse is like a synonyms to ashamed. You did something dishonorable. You did something out of the the value of somebody who has integrity, you know. So I just feel like it's not healthy personally for Mr. Will Smith to say he's being extremely remorseful, but at the same time he's trying not to be ashamed of himself. Honestly, he should just face it that he is ashamed of his action but not of himself. You know what I'm saying? Because one mistake, and with him coming forward on an international platform, owning up to it, with his status high up in the hierarchy as a celebrity, and with millions and billions of people all around the world who loves him, is something to be applauded for. And he has the absolute power in him, without losing any power, to just claim, I am ashamed. I think this is my personal analysis, that is for his own sake, Mr. Will Smith's sake, is gonna be actually psychologically healing for himself. You know what I'm trying to say, guys?
So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
All right, this last statement may also come across as, to me, when I first saw it, right, the first impression when I hear this statement, I promise we'll be able to be friends again if you hang on. I think what he's trying to say, if we hang on, means having faith in him. Again, it's my opinion and my opinion only. If we as audience, international people from all around the world have faith in him, he's gonna promise that we'll be able to go back to the incident before, we'll be able to go back to the time that before the assault taken place. I don't know. I this last statement actually does disturb me a little bit, because first and foremost, people who has not experienced emotional, psychological trauma will construct this statement, I promise we'll be able to be friends again, if you believe me. Because Will Smith is not completely surrendering his power to the international audience that he claimed to be remorse about, to Mr. Chris Rock that he's remorse about, synonyms that he feels ashamed about deep down, right? When he claimed that he's trying not to be ashamed. I feel like I do not think that is the best statement to make, because to people who have not suffered heartbreaks, psychological abuse, trauma of any sorts, may not understand the meaning behind, I promise we'll be able to be friends again. It's not, I like to believe, alright? I like to believe. It's unsettling for me throughout this whole video. The most unsettling statement for me is actually this last statement. I promise we'll be able to be friends again. He shouldn't give people the idea that, oh, okay, if I believe in you, continue to believe in you, Mr. Will Smith, that you're gonna be my friend. Like, you have a say in this because you are the one who assaulted Mr. Chris Rock, and shame him on a freaking international freaking platform that has heard all across the globe, 360 degrees, 180 degrees to Singapore. I feel like that's not the best statement for him to make publicly. But of course, like I said, if anyone who has been through heartbreaks enough, psychological trauma enough, heartbreaks, okay, it takes a whole different level of it takes someone experienced in this department to read into why people say the things that he says. Yeah, I am no. I just want to make it. I just want to clarify clearly. I am no professional psychologist or analyst of any sorts. But this is what I have, which is experiences. And I'm very happy that you guys have watched this video to the end. The video has come to 30 minutes right now, and I'm gonna stop the video. So if you guys have anything that you'd like to say and comment about today's reaction to Mr. Will Smith's apology video, I look forward to your comment under the comment section below, and don't forget to drop a thumbs up on today's video if you have enjoyed it, and do let me know if there's any other video you'd like me to analyze and give you my take on why celebrities or people say or do the things that they do. Alright guys, and I will see you very soon on the next video, hopefully next live. Stay tuned on my social media. Bye guys.